Flight 709 was ready to leave from New York to London. The airport was busy, people were rushing, and the loudspeaker kept calling names. In the middle of all this noise, a quiet woman walked slowly toward the boarding gate. Her name was Maya. She wore simple clothes, a plain blue jacket, black pants, and old shoes. She didn't carry anything expensive, just a small bag and a book in her hand. She looked calm, like someone who had seen the world but never needed to show it. A few people looked at her but didn't pay much attention. She didn't look rich, famous, or important. Just another passenger. The flight was full. Businessmen, tourists, and students were all waiting to get to London. Then came a tall man in a gray suit, wearing shiny shoes and holding a gold-colored phone. His name was Mr. Collins. He walked fast, like he owned the place. He looked at everyone like they were below him. The airport staff greeted him, but he didn't even smile back. When he entered the plane, he saw he was sitting in seat 14B, next to Maya. He frowned. He didn't like it. "Excuse me," he said rudely to the flight attendant. "Is this correct? I'm sitting here." "Yes, sir," the attendant said politely. "Seat 14B, right next to 14A. Mr. Collins gave Maya a quick look and muttered, "Unbelievable." Then he sat down, pulling out his phone. He didn't say hello. Maya simply nodded and went back to her book. As the plane started to move, Mr. Collins looked at Maya and said, "You don't travel much, do you?" Maya looked up, a soft smile on her face. "Why do you say that?" "Well," he said with a smirk, "your shoes and your bag. Looks like they've been through a lot." Maya didn't answer. She just closed her book and looked out the window. "You know," Mr. Collins continued, "some people try to act rich. But this is business class, not a place for everyone." Maya turned her head slowly and said, "Maybe not everyone belongs here, but everyone deserves to fly." Mr. Collins laughed a little. "That's a cute answer." As the plane flew higher, the mood changed. A loud noise came from under the plane. A small shake followed. People looked around. The captain's voice came through the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're facing a small engine issue. Please stay calm. We're checking the problem." The lights flickered for a moment. A flight attendant rushed past Mr. Collins and Maya. Mr. Collins looked nervous. He wasn't smiling anymore. "What's going on?" he asked loudly. Maya stayed quiet, but her eyes were focused. She took out a black card from her jacket. The card had a silver eagle on it. She stood up and walked to the front, where the crew was gathered. Mr. Collins stared at her, confused. "What is she doing?" he whispered. "She's just a passenger." But then, something strange happened. The head flight attendant saw Maya, looked at the card, and immediately stood straight. "Mom," the attendant said with surprise, "we didn't know you were on board." "It's all right," Maya said in a calm voice. "Show me the data from the cockpit. I need to see it now." Mr. Collins stood up halfway from his seat, eyes wide open. "What is going on?" he asked. "Why are they listening to her?" The crew gave Maya a tablet. She looked through it quickly, scrolling numbers, graphs, engine details. She pointed at one section and said something quietly. The captain himself came out to meet her. "It's an honor, Mom," he said. "We'll do as you say." Mr. Collins couldn't believe what he was seeing. The same quiet woman he mocked just a few minutes ago was now being treated like a VIP. No, more than that. Maya walked back to her seat and sat down. Mr. Collins slowly turned his head to her, his voice shaking. "Wait, who are you?" Maya looked at him with the same soft smile. "I'm the owner of this airline," she said, "but today I just wanted to travel quietly." The plane moved smoothly through the sky, but Maya's heart was not calm anymore. The message she had received was short, but serious. One of her company's trusted people had sent it in code. Only Maya could understand what it truly meant. Flight 327. System failure reported. Internal access breach. Unknown source. Prepare. It wasn't just a problem with a plane. It meant someone was inside her airline system. Someone dangerous. Someone trying to destroy everything she had built. Maya closed her eyes for a moment and took a deep breath. She had prepared for this. For years she had known that not everyone liked how she ran things. Some people wanted more money, more control. Maya had always put safety and people first, not profits. That made enemies. Now those enemies were moving. Beside her, Mr. Collins was watching her closely. "Bad news?" he asked. Maya opened her eyes. "Yes." "You want to talk about it?" Maya gave him a calm look. "Tell me something first. Why did you become a businessman?" Mr. Collins blinked. "What? You seem smart, rich, powerful. But why did you start?" He looked down. "At first it was just to escape my past. My father was poor. I hated it. I told myself I'd never feel small again." Maya nodded slowly. "And now?" "Now?" Mr. Collins sighed. "I don't even know. I keep chasing more. More money. More respect. But it never feels like enough." Maya looked out the window. "That's the problem with chasing shadows. They keep running." Mr. Collins didn't reply. For the first time in years, he felt like someone truly understood him. Then a voice came from the speaker, the captain. "Attention, passengers. We've just been informed of a reroute. We'll now be landing in London Heathrow due to an urgent request from our airline leadership. We apologize for any inconvenience." Maya stood up. The flight attendants gathered quickly. "Tell the crew to stay sharp," she said in a low voice. "Check every system again. Do not trust any outside messages until I confirm." "Yes, ma'am," the head attendant said, her face serious. Mr. Collins stood too. "I'm guessing this has something to do with that message." "Yes," Maya replied, "and I need to move fast the moment we land." "What can I do?" he asked. "I owe you more than I can say. Let me help." Maya looked surprised. Then slowly she nodded. "There is something." As the plane neared London, Maya sat with her tablet, watching encrypted files and security footage from the other flight. She saw things no one else could see: glitches in the camera feeds, missing log entries, false alarms planted to cause fear. Whoever was doing this knew what they were doing. Maya opened a hidden channel and sent a message using a fingerprint scan. "Activate Protocol Silver. I'm coming in." Far below, in one of the airline's high-security buildings, alarms flashed quietly. A secret team, loyal only to Maya, began preparing. At the same time, in another city, a man in a dark suit received a message. "She knows." He smiled. "Then let's see if she's still as smart as she thinks." The plane touched down in London just as the sun was setting. The sky burned orange and gold, but the warmth didn't reach Maya's face. She had work to do. A private car waited outside the plane. Maya walked out calmly, flanked by two airline officers. Mr. Collins followed behind, no longer a proud businessman, now just someone who wanted to fix his past. In the car, Maya turned to him. "There's a man," she said, "a former partner. Smart, dangerous. He thinks the airline should serve only the rich. He's trying to take control." "Can you stop him?" Mr. Collins asked. Maya looked ahead. "I built this company with my own hands. I protected it like family. I won't let it fall." "But why bring me?" he asked. "Because you know men like him. You used to be like him. Maybe you can see what I don't." Mr. Collins nodded slowly. "Then I'll do everything I can." The car moved through the London streets like a silent shadow. Maya opened her laptop again. There were whispers in the clouds now. Secrets, danger, betrayal. But Maya wasn't afraid. She had cleaned the floors, fixed the seats, flew the planes, saved the lives. And now she was ready to fight for everything she loved. The flight had returned to calm. Passengers talked softly, some watched movies, and others tried to sleep. But something in the air still felt different, like everyone could sense that something important had just happened, even if they didn't know what it was. Maya sat quietly in seat 14A, her book resting on her lap now. She wasn't reading anymore. Her eyes were calm, but her mind was sharp, listening, watching. Mr. Collins beside her didn't say much. He was still embarrassed. His proud face had softened, and now he looked like someone who was thinking about his past for the first time in a long time. Suddenly, a flight attendant walked toward Maya with quick steps and whispered something in her ear. Maya's face became serious. "Are you sure?" she asked quietly. The attendant nodded. Without another word, Maya stood up and followed the attendant to the back of the plane. Mr. Collins sat up straight, confused again. Something was happening, and it wasn't just about engines this time. Maya reached the back cabin. A young mother was sitting there, holding a small child who looked very sick. The child was sweating and breathing fast. The mother looked scared. "We asked if there was a doctor on board," the attendant explained. "But there's none on this flight." Maya bent down gently. "Hello," she said to the mother in a calm voice. "I can help." "You're a doctor?" the mother asked, surprised. "No," Maya said softly, "but I have some training, and I've helped in many emergencies." Maya opened her bag and took out a small medical scanner, something not every traveler carried. The crew was surprised. She placed it gently on the child's chest. A small screen lit up. "His temperature is too high," Maya said. "We need to lower it fast, and he may need oxygen." The attendants brought cold packs and a small oxygen mask. Maya worked carefully, speaking softly to calm both the child and his mother. Within minutes, the boy's breathing slowed a little. The color began to return to his face. "Is he going to be okay?" the mother asked, tears in her eyes. "We've done what we can for now," Maya said kindly. "He'll need care when we land, but he's stable." The mother cried and hugged her child. "Thank you. Thank you so much. You saved him." Maya nodded gently. "That's what we do. We take care of each other." Behind her, two crew members looked at her with wide eyes. "She really is something," one whispered. "She owns the airline," the other said. "And now this." As Maya walked back to her seat, passengers along the aisle looked at her differently. Some had seen what she did. Some only heard parts of it. But word was spreading. "Is that her? I heard she saved a child. Someone said she owns this whole airline. She doesn't act like it." Maya sat back down. Mr. Collins looked at her like he had seen a ghost and an angel at the same time. "You're everywhere," he said quietly. "Engines, children, staff. It's like the whole airline breathes through you." Maya gave a small smile. "I just care. That's all. When you care, you see more." Mr. Collins rubbed his hands together. He looked out the window, then back at her. "I used to think power was money. That respect came from fear. But you, people listen to you because you're kind. That's different." Maya didn't reply. She didn't need to. Later, as the flight crossed over the Atlantic Ocean, the crew came to her again. "Ma'am," the captain said, "there's a private message for you from company headquarters. They say it's urgent." Maya took the small device and read the message. Her eyes narrowed slightly. She nodded. "Understood. Prepare for landing changes." Mr. Collins leaned slightly. "Everything okay?" Maya looked straight ahead. Her voice dropped. "There's been a problem at one of our other flights. A serious one. And I need it as soon as we land." Mr. Collins felt a chill. Another emergency. Maya turned to him. "Worse," she said. "I think someone is trying to bring the airline down from the inside." Mr. Collins stared at her. This quiet woman in old shoes had just saved an engine, helped a sick child, and now she was walking into a hidden war behind the scenes of the company she built. But she still looked calm, like nothing could break her. And for the first time in his life, Mr. Collins wasn't thinking about himself at all. He just wanted to know what Maya would do next. Mr. Collins sat frozen in his seat, his mouth opened slightly, but no words came out. Just moments ago, he had called Maya poor. Now she had told him something impossible. She owned the entire airline. No way. He whispered to himself, staring at her like she had turned into someone else. She's joking, right? But the way the flight attendants obeyed her, the way the captain listened to her orders, and the way Maya spoke, calm, confident, and kind, it all felt real. Too real. Maya didn't look at him again. She opened her book and calmly turned the page. Outside the window, clouds floated peacefully, but inside Mr. Collins's head, a storm had started. The crew worked fast now, following Maya's instructions. There was still a problem with one of the engines, but it wasn't getting worse. It looked like the danger was under control for now. Maya leaned back, remembering how far she had come. Years ago, Maya was not rich. She was not powerful. She was just another worker at a small airport, cleaning seats and picking up trash after long flights. Her shoes were always dirty, and her hands were tired every night. But her mind was always awake. While others saw her as just a cleaner, Maya was learning everything. How planes worked, how companies made money, how people treated each other. She watched silently and learned. She saved every dollar. She studied at night, even when she was sleepy. While others laughed at her, she kept going. She believed in her dream. One day, she saw a chance. A tiny airline in trouble was going to shut down. Maya used her savings and took a big risk. She bought the company. Everyone laughed. A cleaner buying an airline. They said, "What a joke." But Maya worked harder than anyone else. She listened to good people, hired smart staff, and treated passengers with respect. Slowly, the airline grew. People loved how kind and safe the flights were. In 10 years, Maya owned one of the most trusted airlines in the world. But she never changed. She still dressed simply. She still took normal flights without telling anyone who she was. She didn't need fame. She just wanted to watch and protect her dream quietly. Back in the present, Mr. Collins was sweating a little. He kept thinking about what he had said to her earlier. "Your shoes look cheap. You don't belong here. This is not a place for everyone." He had said those words with pride. Now, those words felt heavy. Wrong. He wanted to say sorry, but he didn't know how. Maya didn't bring it up. She never said, "You were rude." She never said, "Now look who you were talking to." She just sat there, peaceful. That made it even harder for Mr. Collins. The captain came back on the speaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to fast action, we are no longer in danger. We are flying safely now. We'll be watching the systems closely, and we thank you for staying calm." Everyone on the flight clapped and sighed with relief. Mr. Collins joined slowly. He looked at Maya and finally spoke. "Thank you," he said, not sure what else to say. Maya nodded gently. "You're welcome." "I didn't know," he said softly. "That's okay," she replied. "But I was rude. I treated you badly." Maya looked at him. Her eyes were not angry, just kind and a little sad. People often judge what they see: clothes, shoes, voice, age, but they don't know what's inside. Mr. Collins swallowed hard. "You're right, and I'm sorry." Maya gave a small smile. It takes courage to say that. The flight continued smoothly. People started to relax, but the crew stayed alert. Maya was quietly checking updates on her tablet. She was not just the owner now. She was also the silent protector of every soul on that plane. Mr. Collins looked out the window, feeling different. For the first time in years, he wasn't thinking about money, business, or status. He was thinking about people, about how wrong he had been. He looked at Maya again. "May I ask something?" he said. "Sure. Why don't you travel in first class? or use a private jet. Maya smiled again. Because I learn more down here. People show who they really are when they think you're nobody. Mr. Collins didn't speak again. He just sat back and thought deeply. Outside, the sky was clear, but inside that cabin, one man's heart had started to change.